And it is day 6 in Corinus. Although it's not 8 a.m. like the normal mornings because we just sat on a bench. There's no sleep mechanic there. So it's first thing in the morning. We're going to continue down the path to the landowner's farm. I believe there's a couple of wolves down here that we didn't mess with last time. We gotta try to separate them out a little bit. I don't think I can take on both immediately, because the thing about wolves is even if only one is like aggroed, it'll bring everybody nearby, like all the nearby wolves from the pack. Shit. Good, good. Oh, perfect. Just barely, okay. Yeah, I didn't have to fully separate them, I just had to get like a little bit of distance between them. It's nice that even when your arrow like quote-unquote misses, it doesn't deal any damage, but it... what the fuck is that? But it at least like stuns them for a second. I don't know how tough those are, I'm not even gonna try. That's literally the only reason why we survived the Shadow Beast encounter a couple days ago. Just because I was able to stun it for 5 seconds so it didn't kill what's-his-face immediately.
What do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, we were in the colony.
Who wants to know?
I'm Buster, one of Lee's mercenaries. And you had better be a little nicer to me, or I'll have your hide. All right. What do you want here?
I know Lee.
Everyone knows Lee. That doesn't mean a thing, pal. Right now, you're talking to me. So where are you headed?
If you say so. I'm on my way to see the landowner.
Indeed. You don't look all that dangerous to me.
He's trying to like get me to fight him, but I can't do that.
You've got that right.
Yep. Over the years, you learn to spot these things, buddy. We get to fight orcs here more often than not. Or the guards from town. Persistent little bastards they are.
Impressive.
That's our business, kid. We even produce our own weapons and armor. We defy death every day. But a country bumpkin like you wouldn't know about that.
Alright, you blowhard, just shut up and go away.
Whatever you say.
Get a move on, you wimp.
More fields this way. I'm just gonna assume that this is the way to go. Another stone circle. There's definitely something with those. I just don't remember exactly what. A glowy effect around the mushrooms. That's weird. Tavern. Okay, that's just a sign that points forward and backward. That's fine. Is anyone else along this path? Abandoned carts all over the place. More glowiness over here. Doesn't do anything though.
Where do you think you're going?
Sakes.
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Suit yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me. I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
What a jackass. Fuck, I forgot about this guy. Why? Raoul. I remember something about you. But I'm not gonna antagonize him. You guys already seem like a bunch of bastards. If I can pick that. Everyone goes quiet and looks at you. That's nice.
What are you doing here in my kitchen?
Something smells delicious here.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side, and then when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
I'm looking for work.
You want to work here on the farm? Only NOTR can decide that. The farm is his, and so is the entire valley.
I need a place to sleep.
Don't even think about sleeping in my kitchen. Go find yourself a place in the barn.
I'm hungry.
I don't dish out food to tramps. I only feed people who work. And that mercenary riffraff, of course.
Actually, I was planning to join the mercenaries.
So you're another of those felons from the penal colony? I might have known. Just leave me alone. There's already enough of your kind around here.
Could that top of hers be any lower?
What's your problem with the mercenaries?
Ah, those morons really get on my nerves, especially Silvio and his fat buddy Bulco. The two of them have been sitting in their corner for days now, making life miserable for me. The soup's too hot, the meat's too tough, etc. and so forth.
Then why don't you do anything about it?
And what am I to do, Mr. Smarty Pants? Whack them with my rolling pin? I can do that to the farmers, but these lowly bastards just hit back.
I can't do anything. Oh, Wolf. Mr. Armor.
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
I've come to join you.
Why not? I've got nothing against it. Anyway, you freed our mine from the guards back then. But don't count on getting along with the others here so easily. A lot of newbies have come along since then. And some of the old mercenaries won't remember you. I almost didn't recognize you. You look rather haggard.
When the barrier fell, I barely got away with my life.
Looks like you got lucky then.
Do you have anything to sell?
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
Can you teach me anything?
I can teach you a few tricks in handling a bow if you want. I don't have anything better to do right now anyway.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Or do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I can just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform. And then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
Alright, well, all the mercenaries have bows, so they seem like the sensible choice. And if I remember correctly... Alright, these are the two assholes. You gotta join the mercenaries to become one of the dragon hunters, and they get the really cool stuff.
What do you want from me?
I want to join the mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
Can you help me improve my abilities?
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength properly. The same is true for dexterity in ranged weapons.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
No.
Then what are you blathering at me for?
Alright, well fine then, where's Lee?
Hey, where do you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
NOTR pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
I want to join the mercenaries.
Fresh cannon fodder. Then go on in. Lee is in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else. But above all, leave Onar alone. He doesn't like it when people talk to him without being asked. Especially not guys like you.
To the right then. One's Cord, Jarvis, Rod's new.
Damn it.
What do you
want?
How are things?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I used to deal in swamp weed back in the colony. Remember?
And what are you dealing in now?
Don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp weed with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
Okay then.
What are you going to do about the thief then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
Yes, it's a lot of commitment. Tell me what you got.
Show me your wares.
I don't have any swamp weed at the moment. Do you want something else?
I have my current bow and some arrows. That's nice. Could give you weapons though. Wow, that's worth quite a bit. Sell it all. There.
How are things?
What do you want from me, weenie?
Right, you're a dick.
I want to join the mercenaries.
There's no place for wimps around here.
Alright. I'm not getting anywhere here. Let's go talk to fucking Lee. In the back room. Find a door? No, this is a storage room.
You have to step in and sort things out.
Huh. Wow. Close the door. And make off this one. Okay.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Of course we got him in the end.
Okay, cool. I mean, that was barely worth it, but it is what it is. Still semi-profitable. Come on. No one seems to care, so that's a big bonus.
You listen to the wrong people.
How's Lee?
You have to step in.
But there's an upstairs.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword. What's up?
Doesn't even know how to hold a sword. That would be me. You're not Lee.
Damn it! What's up? What to believe anymore?
Lee.
Who the devil let you in
All that
here?
matters is strength.
What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
I can't believe that.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
I can't help
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
Wouldn't be so sure.
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor, but first, join us.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
I can't help it.
I got your game plan, Lee.
I'm not touching that.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
Differently.
Sure.
He got caught by the paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with paladins and orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point.
You have to
Poor
step in and
devil.
sort things out.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble.
Wrong people.
In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's one or two things that we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
Never knew that.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us. But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
Do you really believe that?
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, but most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
You listened to the wrong people.
Alright. So, if we want to join the mercenaries, we just gotta convince some of them that we're good. Most of them, I guess.
Everything fine with you?
So, you want to join us then, hmm? Do you even have a decent weapon?
You listened to the wrong people.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Would you mind if I joined you?
He really said
Once you have passed the test, I shall vote for you.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Okay.
What weapons do you have to offer?
Only the best. Just take a look at them.
That was quite obvious.
Holy shit, he's not kidding.
That's all just gossip.
Dragon Hunter's crossbow. Is that the best crossbow in the game? That might be. 180 damage. 150 strength. That's right, so crossbows are strength based rather than dex based. And you get more of a modifier, like 180 over 150, and then this is 120 over 190, versus bows are pretty close to 1-to-1 damage versus dex. Which, I mean, makes sense. I mean, it would make sense for strength, not dex, but that's just how they designed it.
I've got my own opinion.
Fuck. But I already started off on a dex build. It's only 10 points in, but still. I'd have to start all over for strength. So I'll probably stick with regular bows. It was 160 versus 180 damage. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think that's gonna make or break us. Come on. I guess to be fair though, it would be less of a dump into dex versus strength, or strength versus dex. Either way, whatever. That's a problem for later. You need a lot of strength before you can wield a crossbow. It's kind of a better option when you're already a melee class. Alright, where's... Cord was over here. Cord, what's up?
If you have a problem with wolves or field raiders, go talk to one of the younger mercenaries. You can come to me when the paladins show up here.
What?
Whenever one of you peasants comes to me, it's always about slaughtering innocent beasts.
I'm not a peasant.
Oh? What is it you want then?
I want to become a mercenary.
You look more like someone who'd been born to work in the field, boy. Can you wield a weapon then? So, how about one-handed weapons?
Well...
And two-handed weapons then?
I'm surely gonna get better.
In other words, you're a damn greenhorn. Each mercenary needs to be able to rely on his comrades. All our lives depend on that. As long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong place here.
Okay, so I won't get his vote. Not with the bow.
I've heard that you belong to the Ring of Water.
What rat has not been able to keep his big trap shut?
Lee told me about it.
Looks like I've got a deal with you now, doesn't it? All right, so what do you need? And be damn careful about what you tell me. For if I don't like what I hear, I just might skin you alive.
Fuck's sakes, why is everyone such a bastard? I want your armor, I want your weapon. What the fuck?
I want your armor.
Say that again and you get to pick up your teeth from the ground.
Alright. I kinda figured.
You could help me to get accepted by the mercenaries.
I can just see it now. Right, I'll try. What else?
I don't know.
That's all.
That shouldn't be too hard. And woe betide you if I hear that you can't keep your trap shut. And I'm only saying this once, understand?
Alright. So...
Help me become a mercenary.
Let me think. You've got to get past Torloff if you want to make any progress here. Have you already seen Torloff about it?
Not really.
So go ahead. Take care of it and then come back here.
So maybe I can get his vote. Not 100% on that. Jarvis?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
What's
Right.
up?
What do you want?
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee's side.
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
Okay.
Do you know what Silvio is planning?
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation. Plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then. But some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the Orcs. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him and his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silvio. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silvio's boys. That way both sides will know exactly where you stand. And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
Shit. Well, I can't do that. Can't duel people, because I'll just kill them with the bow. But most likely die because they have melee weapons. Right. Don't care about Cipher. Rod.
How's it going?
That's none of your business, weakling.
Right.
I am strong enough.
Nonsense. You couldn't even lift a decent sword like mine.
Shit. He's right. Okay, so that's 2 votes I definitely won't get, possibly 3. Mercenaries might not be the way to go. Might not be possible.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine, so here we go. There are 2 things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is not actually gonna fucking work. I might just have to take the easy way out and join the militia. There's no point in joining the fire mages, because we're not doing magic at all. Faster, you got
Hey,
a name.
you! What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself. And the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll survive.
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
Well, I'm probably not gonna join them, so we'll take the gold.
I want to see some gold.
You bastard. You want to take advantage of my situation, huh? Either I pay you, or I bite the dust. All right, I can pay you 50 gold pieces. That's all I got.
All right.
Let's attack the nest.
Right now? Or do you need to equip yourself first? You could go back to the farm first.
Oh no, let's go.
There's no time like the present.
Good. Then let's see what you got.
Got a bow. Not as nice as yours, but I got one. I'm gonna make you do 90% of the work. What are you doing? Shoot it!
Alarm! One less monster around.
Oops. I might have shot him.
There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around.
What the hell? I'm not getting XP if he kills it. He's not a real buddy. And now he's stuck. Well, that's shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ow! Faster! Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it!
One less monster around.
Okay. Those field raiders hit hard.
So, this is where they drag the dead farmers. Disgusting. The filthy things should all be wiped out now. Let's go back.
Wait a minute. What about our agreement?
Are you kidding? You didn't do anything for it.
Fuck. Oh, you bastard. You called me out. I can't even beat the crap out of him. I could kill him. Actually, I probably couldn't. There's no way I stand a chance. Not with no armor and a shitty bow. We'll just take it in stride. Bow thing is starting to become a hassle. Should have done a melee build. How are all those field raiders? At least I got some gold out of this. I'll buy me like all the arrows that I wasted. And we got a green potion. What's that do? Ooh. +3 permanent dexterity. That's awesome. I might hang on to that though. Might actually just use it, but if it's anything like Gothic 1, I don't want to like lock myself. Like last time we hit that hard cap of like 100. Like you can learn up to 100 and then you can't learn more, but you could use potions after the fact. I'm not sure if that's still persistent in Gothic 2. I feel like that might have been, and then maybe it was revised in Night of the Raven, but I cannot remember for certain. This was a waste of a trip. I thought it was going to go a little bit better trying to join. Okay, he's just practicing. It was like, he's not coming up behind me, is he? Thought I'd have a better chance joining the mercenaries, but clearly not, because literally every single one of them either wants me to beat the shit out of somebody, wield a sword, or have a lot of strength. Which all goes completely counter to what we're doing. I might go check out the monastery just to see if there's some like easy XP I can grind out there. Otherwise, I think we're gonna join the militia. Could join the Ring of Water. But I'm not sure if that like leads into just the guards for the Ring of Water, or if you could also become a water mage. Like I'm pretty sure you can become a water mage, but I'm not sure if that's like the intended path. Because if I do that and I don't become a mage, I might be hamstringing myself there. So it's probably the safer bet just to join the militia. And obviously the easier bet. For our build anyway. Can't remember, you might be able to join the pirates as well?
Don't tell me that. It was his decision, wasn't it?
But that's like a whole side-on thing. Go back the way we came. Yeah, those boars look bigger and more dangerous than anything I want to fight. Half a day is gone and I've got very little to show from it. Actually, basically nothing, because that bastard at the gate stole 50 gold from me, so... Okay. Okay. Goblins are pretty easy. How many can we take on? Probably not all of them. Just want like a few to chase me. Maybe? I'm not gonna. Oh. Got their attention. Shit. That delay. There's a serious delay between when you fuck, can't, nope. That black goblin hits real hard. Holy shit, there's a serious delay between like when you let the bow down just a little bit and turn around and run. It really screws you over. It's gonna be the toughest part of this whole thing. Like you can't even like strafe. Holy shit. Yeah, there's no like normally. Yeah, you just have run controls. Because when you've got a melee weapon out, you can like press Alt and then strafe left or right. I mean, if you're using mouse and keyboard, then just these two buttons are that, but that's not. Oh, I can do that. But only if I use the other control scheme. Maybe I have to. It's just so wonky. Alright, let's heal up. And you can pray at those altars. But if memory serves, you've got to donate to get any kind of benefit out of it. Yeah, 100 gold pieces. I think you gotta pay the absolute top price, which is 100 gold, to get any real benefit from it. And it's just not worth it in the early game. Like later on when you're rolling around in gold, then it's not a problem. Early game, you'll just end up breaking the bank. For not a whole lot. Like, you get tons of LP by leveling up in the early stages, so it's just not worth it. I mean, unless someone's done the math and can prove me otherwise. Seriously. I just had to, like, let it damage me first. That's a big difference. Alright. This is the way to the monastery. Saw the sign at the tavern earlier. So. Also, I remember some things. There was another path. I don't know where the fuck it goes.
Innos be with you. What can I do for you, wanderer?
Show me to the monastery.
Where will this path take me?
The path leads to the monastery of the Magicians of Fire. However, access is permitted only to the servants of Innos. If you want to be accepted as a novice in the monastery, you must bring a sheep and 1,000 gold pieces.
What? 1,000? Holy shit, guys.
What are you doing here?
I am a magician of fire, a priest of our god, Innos. This shrine is consecrated to him, the highest god, the creator of the fire and lord of justice.
Yeah.
People come to me in order to pray to Innos and be blessed. And for a small donation, you can get many useful things from me.
Is this small donation like the one to get to the monastery? Because that's...
Show me your wares.
A lot. Oh no, it's just standard prices for spells. But look at all the spells you can get access to immediately. Like, it's pretty good.
May Innos watch over you always.
A mage-only build would have been a lot easier to pull off in this Gothic. Field Raider there. Scavenger. Oh shit, there's a whole bunch of them. I don't think I'm tough enough to take on a whole bunch of scavengers just yet. Shit. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, it's just one. Okay. Wow, that'd have been embarrassing if I died to a scavenger. Going back's gonna be tough. I don't like that you can't just hold down the eat button and then he'll continue eating. I'm pretty sure you could in Gothic 1. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. So I wonder if they'll actually charge me $1,000 and a sheep to go in, or if I could just kind of say, hey, was he full of shit? Very nice place, though.
Welcome to the Monastery of Innos, stranger. I am Brother Pedro, a humble servant of Innos and the warder of the gate to the holy monastery. What is it you require?
I want to enter the monastery.
Only the servants of Innos are allowed to enter the monastery. If you want to pray to Innos, go find one of the roadside shrines. You will find the tranquility to pray there.
What do I have to do to be accepted in the monastery?
If you want to be accepted into the Brotherhood of Innos, you must learn and obey the rules of the monastery. Also, we demand the gifts to Innos from each new novice. A sheep and 1,000 gold pieces.
That's a whole lot of gold.
It is a sign that you are beginning a new life as a servant of Innos. When you are accepted, you will be forgiven all your previous transgressions. And consider, you cannot take back the decision to become a servant of Innos.
Well, fuck that. Although it sounds to me like if you want into the monastery really badly, you could just murder everybody, take all their money, and then go, oh, can you forgive my transgressions, please? Maybe that's a gameplay decision somebody can make. Be a psychopathic mage of fire. I'm sure it'd be entertaining. No, I'm not having any of this chicken business. Okay. So, definitely not joining the mages. Definitely not joining the mercenaries. Which means I can't join the dragon hunters, which is a shame, but whatever. So the only real options are the paladins and the Circle of Water. So maybe I'll talk to Vatras about the Circle of Water. And if that goes nowhere, if I just decide I don't want to, then we'll join the militia. Which is probably the quicker and easier way of getting this whole process underway. Although if it's anything like Gothic 1, I'll have to be level 5 before I can join a faction, and I'm not there yet. Need another 2,000 experience. Could kill some more rats.
Do you really think? That was no big deal.
Okay. 2 is probably a bit much. Since they seem to be able to soak up a little more damage than I was hoping. Okay. Really, they take more damage than scavengers, but they don't give you as much XP. It's kind of shitty. I could probably take on the last one. All by his lonesome. There we go. Okay, what's in here?
I'll never
Chest.
get this open without the right key.
The key.
I've got no time for things like that. I can't go on with this forever. What does he know about duty? Do you really think?
It's really annoying. Oh, good. It gave me all my lockpicks back. That's nice. It's really annoying when, like, it goes, like, back and forth, left and right, and then all of a sudden there's, like, a huge string at the end, and you just never expect it. Let's open up that satchel. I mean, I've got 600 gold pieces. 1,000 isn't ridiculous. Especially if I wasn't spending money on bows and shit. And thievery. I'd already have it, so... fair enough, I guess. I think there's bandits up there, but I can't quite remember. The bandits really do, like, kind of keep you in check in this game. Like, you kind of have to stick to the beaten path for fear of, like, getting the shit kicked out of you if you're not ready for it. It's kind of very linear, like, split up paths, but linear-ish in the beginning of the game, and then it opens up way more once you get a little more powerful. Although if memory serves, they start spawning in a lot, like, extremely tougher stuff later on, and then it kind of, like, railroads you back again a little bit. But maybe not. We'll see. And we already know what I'm pretty sure the best bows in the game are. 160 damage, that's not a whole lot. I'm really hoping that damage scales the same way that it does with melee weapons. So I can just keep tossing points into dex and then increasing my damage output.
That's not what I heard.
Okay, let's go talk to Vatras.
And he works all day too. And it's gonna get even.
And then we'll have our options sorted for us.
That's no secret.
You mind? Okay.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Shit.
No, I heard rumors somewhere.
Aha! And that is why you have made this journey. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who heard rumors that dragons have come to conquer the country, and you have come to report this to the Paladins. I think there's something you're not telling me. If you're worried I might pass on what you tell me, then let me reassure you. I have sworn to keep all secrets I am entrusted with to myself.
And what about all the people here?
They only understand half of what I preach to them, so don't fret. Let's start over at the beginning. What's that message?
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
If that is indeed true, the balance of the earth will be disturbed. Who told you this?
Zardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country, and you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
Alright.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
Since you are not yet a member of our community, I cannot tell you everything, of course. But I shall tell you what I may.
Who are the members of the Ring of Water, then?
I cannot tell you that until you join the ring, but you will certainly have met some of them by that time.
Where are the other water mages?
They are exploring the ruins of an old culture northeast of Khorinis. We suspect that those ruins might contain a passage to a part of the island which is as yet uncharted.
Tell me more about that uncharted area.
If you're interested in joining the expedition, I could send you to Vatras with a letter. You can only participate, of course, as long as you're one of us.
Of course. What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Innos and the chaos of Beliar. If one of the two sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly chaos. Therefore, we guard the balance between the two. That's what makes life in this world possible for all.
And what does that mean in concrete terms?
The fall of the barrier has evoked numerous threats. The bandits are probably the most obvious one. Not only has it become all but impossible to travel the island without being attacked, there's someone in town, too, who supports the bandits. We have found out that the bandits receive regular deliveries from a weapons merchant in Khorinis. We try to find such people and keep them from endangering the city. If you can find out anything about this, let me know.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
I have vanquished the Sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
But the convicts.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that, the great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Khorinis these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town and return unharmed.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Khorinis is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However...
Yes?
You should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Lares, whom I trust. He will help you.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the city militia, the monastery of the fire magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Lares can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
I shall do that.
I gotcha. I thought you could join like the Water Guild as an extra, but it's on top of the original 3 guilds. I forgot. Okay.
About those missing people.
Yes?
Where should I start looking for them?
Most of those people disappeared down by the harbor. That's probably where you should start your search.
Did that.
Let me tell you what I know.
What have you found out?
Nothing important so far.
Ah. Fuck. I was really hoping that was like the end of that.
Is there anything that could help me with my search?
You're very persistent, young man. But I actually can think of something that could make your tasks easier for you. I shall give you this ore amulet. You'll certainly be able to use it. It is an amulet of the searching will-o'-the-wisps. There are only very few of them. The will-o'-the-wisp that inhabits this amulet has very special properties. It can help you find things that normally elude the naked eye. You summon it by simply wearing the amulet. If it loses its power, or you cannot find it, simply put on the amulet again and it will reappear. The will-o'-the-wisp can detect weapons. It could be very helpful to you in investigating the weapons deliveries to the bandits. Treat it well, and it will never fail you.
Huh. An amulet that helps me find weapons. That sounds profitable.
Can the will-o'-the-wisp do more than that?
More than look for close combat weapons? Not unless you teach it. I think Riordian knows how to teach these beings. He is one of us, currently traveling with Vatras. Perhaps he can tell you more.
A will-o'-the-wisp in an amulet?
Will-o'-the-wisps are admirable creatures. They consist of pure magical energy. They are bound to the magical ore in this world. It is their origin. It gives them their strength. I'm not surprised that you've never heard of them. They only appear to the person who bears the ore to which they belong. Will-o'-the-wisps living in the wild have been forcefully removed from their sources. They will attack anyone who approaches them. There is no way to help those pitiful creatures. You had better stay away from them.
Kind of remember
Thank
them.
you. I shall take good care of it.
Well, that's helpful.
I've got this stone tablet. Can you tell me more about it?
Those are artifacts from the old culture, which we have been investigating for some time. There are several kinds of them. Some contain information about the history of the ancient people, and that is the kind I am interested in. Bring me all of those that you can find. I shall give you an appropriate reward.
I've got another stone tablet for you.
Great. Here, take a few potions as a reward.
Doesn't seem terribly worth it.
Wait. If you see Lares, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
Well, finally. That's kind of annoying that it took me an entire day's worth of work to figure out that that was the answer all along, but whatever. It's fine. At least now we've got a direction, so we'll join the militia because that's the only viable option, or the only good option anyway. It's gonna be an up weird battle to try to join the mercenaries, and I can't be bothered. And that's if it's even possible. And then we'll deal with these guys.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't talk about that. Vatras would have my head.
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
What about some better armor?
Mateo sells armor, but he'll probably charge you an arm and a leg for it. There is a way you could get it cheaper, though, if you don't mind pulling a fast one on the militia.
What do you mean?
There's a storage area next to Mateo's house, but all the merchandise has been confiscated by the militia. Go to Zurus at the marketplace and get yourself a sleeping spell. Then you send the guards off to Dreamland. I'm sure you'll find some decent armor among Mateo's stock.
Oh, you're the man. Why didn't I think of that?
I need a better weapon.
There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Have you tried the marketplace?
I need some money.
Don't we all? Sorry, but I have none to give you. But Lamar, the moneylender, still owes me a favor. Go to him and borrow whatever money you need. I'll take care of the rest. You'll find Lamar in the harbor district, where it borders on the lower part of town.
I assume there's a catch to that. Alright.
About those missing people. Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
So what's your business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians. But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
Okay, well... Oh, fine.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me. But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
Okay, fine.
I see.
Alright, well, I think dealing with that is going to be a tomorrow task. And since I don't feel like walking to the hotel, we're going to spend the night in the brothel again, for free, because I can.
You don't say.
Lots of things unraveling. But at least we know what we're doing now. There's a solid plan in the works. We will figure the rest out tomorrow, so... As per usual, please like, please subscribe. Have a good one. Until next time.
The things I could tell you.